Had my eye on this one. I hope it's what I think it is. Oh, yes! Oh my God! Hulk hands!
In 2003, with the release of the live-action Incredible Hulk movie, there was tons of merchandise released for the major event. But out of all the released stuff, none captured the fun of Hulk hands. From kids to adults, from kids' birthday parties to sporting events to even other movies, Hulk hands were everywhere. And it seems no one cared about that warning label on the box. For legal reasons, Toy Biz had to put a warning label on the soft green hands, warning the buyers not to hit other people. A warning like that was for sure to be ignored, or it would just plant the seed in your head to hit your friends. Toy Biz's senior project managers, Jess Falcon and Damon Nee, would be the two that would come up with the handy toy. A year before, with the release of the Spider-Man film, they had came up with the Spider-Man web shooter. This was a glove hooked to a can of silly string. Hooked to a can of web fluid. That would become one of the biggest selling toys of the year. So Jess and Damon knew, with the release of the next Marvel movie, they needed something for the kids to put on their hands. They knew the web sprayer made kids feel more like they were Spider-Man than even putting on a mask could do. So they wanted to recapture that with the Hulk line. Unlike Spider-Man, the Hulk really didn't have anything like shooting webs. He was the Hulk, and all he had was ripped up purple jeans. He didn't have webs. He didn't have a hammer. He didn't have anything. So they brainstormed about what was best for the Hulk. Talking back and forth, they knew his hands was the most powerful weapon. But how could they turn hands into a fun toy? They kept talking and brainstorming. Then it hit them. Big, soft, green hands. The first plan was to make them inflatable, but that would risk popping for anyone wanting to smash things. They did know they had to be bigger than normal hands, and soft so they wouldn't break what they hit, or the hands wouldn't break themselves. They talked and talked about what the hands could be made of, when they finally decided big green foam hands. But they knew kids needed more than just big foam green gloves. They had to do something, just as the Spider-Man glove had web shooters. You had to be able to do more with the Hulk hands than just hit stuff. So they came up with a plan for smashing sounds when they hit. Hulk smash. It seems so simple.
Smash! The power of the Hulk can be yours when you need it with Hulk hands. Hulk hands, hear them roar. With all the thunderous sounds of the Hulk built in. The power of the Hulk is in your hands.
I've got the power of the Hulk in my hands, and I like it!
Hulk hands with real Hulk sounds. Is there a Hulk in you?
That's fantastic.
All this brainstorming and talk about what they could do for Hulk lasted only about 20 minutes. But they both walked away happy with the new plan for Hulk hands. Damon went to work with his draft team to create how the Hulk hands would look. Scaling them up, then down, then back up, then back down, until they got a look that wasn't too small or too big. With the look of the hands now designed, the project was handed over to Jess, who would start work with his team on a prototype. One problem came right away: Hulk's voice saying smash. These needed to be made before the film was released, and they had no audio from the film to use. Jess headed to the closet with his laptop computer, a microphone, and loaded up GarageBand, coming out a few moments later with a recording of Hulk smash and other Hulk lines. They still didn't know what Hulk would even say in the movie. All they knew is he was super strong, huge, green, and angry. This wasn't really anything all that new to Jess, as he had done many voices for the early Toy Biz action figures, even doing voiceover work for the Marvel video games and cartoons. Once the team got hands of the sample Hulk hands, they knew they had a hit on their hands. As the team would try them on, they couldn't help but smash things and hit each other. It was like once you put those big green hands on, you couldn't help but become the not-so-jolly green giant. The Hulk hands hit the market, and even before the film would come out, they were a huge hit. Almost any place you went, any place with a crowd, you would see someone wearing Hulk hands. Maybe using them as a giant koozie at a party or a concert. Everyone loved these hands, not just the kids. There was even a website back in 2003 that was all about just the Hulk hands. One of the fans of Hulk hands was writer-director Scott Armstrong, who would start to put Hulk hands in all his movies. You might not see it at first, but if you take a good look, they're in there. They would also show up on The Simpsons, Rick and Morty, and even Always Sunny. Although since the release in 2003, other companies have copied the hands, and it's been updated and re-released with other Marvel movies, but none of those really hit it with the people like the first one back in 2003. If you are a Marvel fan, old or young back then, you had your hand inside a big green foam hand of Hulk. I want to thank you for watching this video. Please thumb up so you like my content, subscribe to the channel, and Hulk smash!
I'm opening a second present.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.